Letters don't make words, Mom. They're two different things.
I never thought I would graduate high school.
I hate reading.
What good is school if no one knows what to do with me?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm shipwrecked, drowning.
School doesn't have to be a test. It can be a journey.
This is the first place where I feel like I belong.
I know I can, but I need some help. Can I do more? Can I be more?
Am I greater than what I thought?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Are there too many stories to tell? Yes. And did everything always go perfectly? No. Did students always come first? Always, every day, 1,000 times over, students always came first. Landmark is the landmark today that it was on day one, because we never altered the mission. We kept pushing the mission, and we kept understanding increasingly better practices to work with every kid who walked through the door. Landmark on day one and Landmark today are the same landmark.
We met each other in the summer of 1970 at a summer reading program that Dr. Charles Drake ran at Hebron Academy in Hebron, Maine.
We would teach right through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, half a Saturday, jump in a car from Hebron, Maine, and come to Pride's Crossing, Massachusetts to paint walls, sand floors, and try to get a school going. And then the summer ended, and we were here full time. And then one day, Carl, people started driving up the hill to drop off their kids. We said, we really are a school. How'd that happen? And it opened up.
Dr. Drake was the founding headmaster of Landmark School. For me, Dr. Drake was always a great teacher. I mean, he had such charisma and such a depth of knowledge about dyslexia, and wasn't afraid to discuss it from his own personal experience, but also from the principles and practices that he had developed.
He really understood the mind of these kids and how they processed. I remember teaching all day, just about all the kids were in bed. He'd still be down in his office, and I'd go down and say, Dr. Drake, in the study skills department, we're having a hard time teaching cause and effect relationships. Well, Bob, these are some of the strategies you could use to teach cause and effect. Give it a try and let me know how it goes. So the next day we'd implement some of these strategies. Like, Dr. Drake, that was great. Well, then go to milk break tomorrow and tell everybody about those strategies. They're gonna be good.
There are so many parts of the Landmark methodology that have been the same since I started 45 years ago. When I think about what stayed the same, it's the emphasis on literacy and language that has to be pervasive throughout the whole program. I once had an observer say she was in a social studies class and she thought that by mistake we had sent her to a language arts class because there was so much language happening in the social studies class. I took that as a huge compliment. And I said, nope, that's the intent. Oh, the teaching principles have been in place since Landmark started. I think our emphasis on diagnostic prescriptive teaching, particularly in the tutorial, is what makes our methodology so successful.
I think that individualized approach is everything. I think it's why kids come here. I think it's why they stay. I think it's why teachers come here and why they stay. I think getting to know who a student is at their core and then teach that person and see them grow and change. The thing that gets me is when families call and say, my kid's back. I have my kid back. That loss that they feel when they're in the wrong educational environment, and then the recovery when they come here, it's irreplaceable.
"50 years ago at Landmark, teachers saw lives being changed right in front of their eyes. But at the same time, they realized that there was so many more students with dyslexia and other language-based learning disabilities all over the region and the country, and they knew that Landmark needed to do more than they were doing. It was time to expand beyond the campus. What's super exciting about the work we're doing at Outreach is our ability to hit greater and greater numbers of students, and then help serve students who couldn't necessarily come here, and then work with faculty to apply what we were learning to other school districts.
Over the last 50 years, Landmark School's footprint has expanded and developed in so many ways. In 1971, there was one campus, and that was 412 Hale Street. No other campus, no other properties of 127. And we went from 3 buildings to 37 structures here. I'm building classrooms that are small. They're for eight kids, not for 25. We build our buildings custom, and we make renovations custom to our students.
Community is all about people, not necessarily a place, although the place is very special. From the residences to the playing fields, classrooms, the stages, our community always comes together to support each other.
It's like coming to a second family when you come to work at Landmark, and I feel we've known each other for so many years. We've seen each other's children grow up. It's a different level of community.
The number one thing about working at Landmark is that it's not just you in a bubble. You can turn to your friends, your coworkers, your administration to be able to have that support and sense of community.
The Landmark community is really special.
I've made so much more friends than I really had before I came here.
When I came to Landmark, my mom saw me smile for one of the very first times, and I was like, I finally have this place that can actually learn things. I know things.
I want to say a huge part of being at Landmark has really pushed me and motivated me to be resilient.
It's home. I met my best friend in the lunch line the first day, and we're still best friends, and time can go by. We can be states apart, but when we're together, we're right back to where we were in high school.
Landmark didn't just teach me how to believe in myself, but it also taught me sort of skills. I frankly don't know where I'd be without Landmark.
And I don't think I would have gotten as far as I did. I don't think I would have become the kid that read all of Shakespeare in high school. Landmark did a lot for me, and I'll always give credit where credit is due.
I was shipwrecked, barely treading water. The life raft carried me over the endless sea.
It brought me places I never thought I'd go. It brought me Shakespeare and Dickinson.
It brought me confidence. It brought me self-assurance.
It brought me mentors, educators who shaped who I am and was.
It brought me family, connections that will last a lifetime if I nurture them.
It brought me peace, strength, failure, and guidance.
Each one essential. Yet the life raft is only meant to carry me so far.
Land within view, maybe a mile away, maybe farther.
I had to start swimming. Knowing where the life raft brought me will aid me in this final mile.
The life raft has left me now, heading back to sea.
There are others.
At new shipwrecks, so familiar they're almost my own.
I don't know them, and they will not know me.
But the life raft will.
It will carry them until they too can start swimming.
Joining in this final mile.